going on, Jerome? It's a beautiful Sunday. It's time for another 7-round Vikings mock draft. Actually, it's not beautiful at all. It's like cold. Might snow this afternoon. This is my fault for winterizing the snowblower and putting it away, but it is what it is. So usually we're all about just like whatever, but I feel like I want to see something spicy. And okay, Cowboys on the clock at 12. What would it take to move from 24 to 12? All right, so 24-12. Hey, Jera, let's do some business. All right, we will include next year's second rounder. Give me that nut. All right, so give me that suite of late round picks. I'll give you 187. All right, so fine, 139. 43% chance. Moving on up to the east side, finally got a piece of the pie. It'll probably cost more than this. Well, let's just give it a shot. Why not? Oh, no. Oh, even better. So I missed putting in the trade, but this could work out because the player I'm specifically targeting is still on the board. So Falcons at 15. Might even get this cheaper. 26% chance there. Got some late round picks I want. Okay, it's probably going to cost more. This says 93%. Give me a fourth. Actually, give me a third. Ooh. Unrealistic, but also I don't care. So now we're going to specifically offer trade. One more time. All right, so we're on the board. We're there. So what was that trade? Doesn't matter. Vikings move up 9 spots. So Will Johnson. I know Will Johnson's coming off an injury. I know that Will Johnson didn't test because of said injury, but Will Johnson is probably the most slept-on cornerback prospect in this class. Now, there's lots of really good corners in this class. Don't get me wrong. Obviously, spearheaded by Travis Hunter, but Will Johnson has a chance to be just as good as Travis Hunter. Will Johnson has a chance to be J.C. Horn, has a chance to be Patrick Surtain. I truly do believe in his talent. And even though there are some dogs, there's some alphas that should be available at 24. Amos, Hairston, Ravel coming off that ACL. Darian Porter, I think, is underrated. Azrae Thomas, I'm not too worried about the 40 time. Like, he wasn't going to be a burner to begin with. But Will Johnson is just a man apart. And I'm okay giving up a little bit of future draft capital, especially since the Vikings have a extra third and fourth coming in comp picks. Go get your guy, Will Johnson. You are a Viking. Let's go. And now we have a long wait. So this is the problem messing with the speed on these PFF drafts, because sometimes if you have it slow, it just stays slow. It's okay. Nolan goes the back of the first. James Pierce goes to the Eagles. Again, it's just so annoying. Philly just sits in the back end of that first, and then just yeah. Scadaboo went. Higgins. Arroyo goes to the Ravens. It's Judkins goes to the Chiefs. I kind of love that. Trevion goes to the Browns, look like. Shamar Turner finally went to Fredo, I know it was you. Ooh, Milroe went to Seattle. RJ Harvey goes to the Chargers. That's a really good fit. Jared Wilson went to the Rams. I think that looked like Chuck Grant win. Wow. Damn. All right, so Vikings now at 97. All right, we already got our guy, Will Johnson. And I know we like to really explore the space and take different types of players and stuff like this, but I mean, I have no idea why Tate Ratledge doesn't get more love. 3-year starter at Georgia, spectacular numbers, great size, chip on shoulder, tested out the roof. I don't know why he isn't hyped up more. Like, I don't know why he's not in the conversation with a Tyler Booker or a Jackson or even Greg Zabel. Like, it's confounding. But Ratledge, I think he would step in as your day one starter at left guard. He would have to switch sides, but I think he'd be good to go. So Ratledge at 97. Man. Ooh, baby. This is already my favorite draft ever. We could just end it. I could just give away the last picks. Kwesi can't draft anyways. It's kind of funny. Yeah, the whole narrative is like, oh, Kwesi's bad at drafting. Yeah, 2022 class, it is what it is. But it just conveniently ignores Addison. Well, Addison fell into his lap. He could have not taken him. He could have taken Will Levis. Yeah. Anyways, the Vikings back up in that ass with the resurrection in the 5th round. Usuric, Cornelius, Jarquez Hunter, Billy Bowman. I love Billy Bowman. But like we said, we're trying to switch things up, just a smidge, right? In terms of D-line, Riley Leonard. Well, no. Horton's underrated. Tyler Batty. Let's look who's available for defensive line. Tonka, Barrow, Timmy. I mean, Barrow's interesting. I don't know. So, Simeon Barrow Jr., Michigan State, Miami, 6'2", 285. Solid against the run, but also emerging as a pass rusher. 30 pressures, 5.5 sacks, a mix of 3-tech, 5-tech. A little bit undersized. Well, not even just a little bit, but getting after it. He can definitely get buckets. Why not? Simeon Barrow Jr. Welcome on in. You're a Viking in the 5th round. So the narrows Kwesi can't draft because, I mean, obviously the stank of that 2022 class is going to hang with him. But what happens if and when J.J. McCarthy is the franchise quarterback? What happens if and when Diamond Dallas Turner pans out and becomes a star on the edge, huh? And also, you can't discount, it's like, hey, Kyrie Jackson, rest in power. Like, he was probably going to be at least in the rotation, maybe even starting in his rookie year, which is just tragic, man. All right, so in the 6th round, 187, Ty Felton, who they met with. Yeah, so the Vikings met with Felton, who's 6'1", 183, ran a 4.37 40, good to go in that department. But slender, tall, and tough kid pound for pound, but could certainly add some strength and some size. 96 catches, 1,124 yards receiving, 9 touchdowns last year. Huge expanded workload for the Terrapins, and was really getting after things. Now, could struggle against press. Does need to add a little bit of strength, but I think at minimum, he adds a lot of depth in terms of special teamer. I think that he'd be a plus gunner, and then eventually, like, working that speed in. Could he take on the Jalen Speedy Naylor type wide receiver 3 vertical threat? I think he certainly could. Also, don't sleep on day 3 Maryland wide receivers working out for the Vikings. Well, for a while, but I think we could probably let Ty Felton date our sister. Who knows? Felton, welcome on in. You're a Viking. Let's go. All right, 2 7th rounders. So back to Kwesi. I understand. It's like, well, this is just glazing. I'm a fan of the team. I want the GM to do well. It's same thing with Tate, Ricky Spielman. I love that we picked up 2 7th rounders as an homage to Ricky Spielman. All right, so 2 7th rounders. I mean, LaQuint Allen, Jake Majors. I want both. Can we maneuver so that we get both? I think that we certainly could. Chisholm, Gatson. What do we do? I don't know what to do. All right, so trade. All right, we want to pick 219. We give up 242 and a future 7th. Likely accepted. All right. Offer, trade, and enhance. All right. We are all up in here. So LaQuint Allen, I think he might be up there with Trevin Henderson in terms of the best pass blocking running back in this class. Plus, got decent size, 6 foot 201, 2-time 1,000-yard rusher for the Orangemen. Also, 64 catches, 521 yards, receiving 4 touchdowns. Coming out of the backfield for Kyle McCord, who led the nation in passing. Runs a little bit upright, like there will be shades of Latavius Murray, but in terms of a nice Swiss Army do-it-all 3-phase running back, sitting behind Jordan Mason as well as Aaron Jones. I think that's a great spot. Great spot. Lastly, so Jake Majors is my guy. Like, I believe in Michael Juergens. I think that Juergens, it puts the lotion on its skin. Could take over for Ryan Kelly in a couple seasons, but Jake Majors is a lot like Tate Ratledge. I don't know why there isn't more hype around Majors. He's 6'3", 315, multi-year starter for the Longhorns, team captain. He's got anchor and ass and pass protection, 1 sack allowed in 3 years, and overall, like, he operated well with Arch Manning, with Ewers, etc. I mean, Jake Majors is a dude. Like, honestly, could you see Jake Majors having a Jonathan Sullivan type career? Absolutely. Damn straight. I kind of like this freaking draft, man. Of course, I have to. This is my draft, and this is my do. But I know in terms of the haul that it would take to move up 9 spots, probably a little bit light with that third round pick. Probably take a little bit more. Perfectly fine with that. But going up and getting your guy, Will Johnson, I think he will come in and be alpha cornerback 1 on this team. Even with Murph in the fold. I think that's how high a ceiling Will Johnson has. And it just seems like, I don't know whether it's the injury, whether it's whatever. It's just, it seems like he's been lost in the ether a little bit, but Will Johnson is that guy. So I'm glad that we went up and got our guy, didn't mortgage the future. Remember, so it probably is going to. All right, so we gave up that second rounder in 2026. I did get a third rounder back, so it's awesome. It's probably not going to go down like that. Probably would just straight up take the second rounder. But the Vikings having additional third and fourth and comp picks, takes the sting out a little bit. Tate Ratledge is a day 1 starter at guard. Simeon Barrow Jr. Is going to be a rotational guy that can, play solid against the run, but also just bring a little bit of emerging heat as a pass rusher. Ty Felton got that speed on that outside. Quinn Allen is a great multi-phase running back, backing up Jordan Mason and Aaron Jones. And then Jake Majors gets in that interior offensive line competition. He, Juergens, etc. Going for that center spot. I kind of love how this draft worked out, man. So there you go. Anyways, beautiful Sunday. You guys are the best. You know what to do. Skol production value.